shit, yeah, they bread stank. Walk up in the club, dripping like I'm fresh paint. I can see through the facade like an...
What's going on, fight fans? It's another great day when you love MMA. Welcome back to Matty Fight Talk. UFC 277 is going down this Saturday in Dallas, Texas. It's going to be the rematch between Julianna Pena, the Venezuelan vixen, versus the GOAT, Amanda, the Lioness Nunes. Very interesting rematch. Pena, who took the title the last time these ladies fought, she last defeated Amanda Nunes at UFC 269, December 11th of 21 by second round submission. It was a good fight. I'm not going to lie. Amanda Nunes looked like she was dominating in the first round. The stand-up was about even, but when it got to the ground, Nunes was on top control. Pena looked like she was going for like a, I don't know if it's a Kimura, omoplata, whatever. She was going for a submission almost the whole time. But Nunes was on top, and she was in control of the ground game from what it seemed like. The second round comes around. It looked like Nunes was completely gassed out. I don't know what happened. Her arms looked like they had hella lactic acid in it. But these ladies started trading bombs back and forth. Nunes was cracking Pena. Pena was cracking Nunes. Amanda was throwing some heavy shots because Pena's eyes started swelling up real bad. But Pena stayed in the pocket, and she was connecting. And she eventually got this fight to the ground and tapped out Nunes. Nunes looked like she was done in the second round. Looked tired, looked exhausted, and looked like she was over it. So going into this fight, it's very interesting to see what changes Amanda Nunes has made for this fight. In my eyes, she really needs to set up a knockout strike. She needs to set up a nasty overhand and touch Pena's chin right away. She needs to either do that or set up a head kick and put her to sleep. She needs to knock Pena out. She needs to pick her shots, be precise, be accurate, and she needs to knock Pena out. Because judging off of the last fight, Pena's not going to give up. This chick has proved a few things. One, she can tap out, she can submit Amanda Nunes. She can gas out Amanda Nunes, and she can eat the power and the strikes of Amanda Nunes, which, let's be honest, Nunes is one of the greatest fighters of all time. She took out Cyborg, Rousey, Holly Holm, Germaine de Randamie. She's beat everybody. Top-notch chicks, took them all out. And Nunes was able to eat the power and deliver a victory to become the new champion. And I honestly think this is the new wave. This is Pena's era. She's gonna probably defeat Nunes again. I really strongly believe that because there's a few things in that first fight I noticed. One was that she was making Nunes miss a lot of her big punches. Nunes was throwing a lot of heavy strikes, and she wasn't catching Pena clean all the time. They would get into wild exchanges, and yeah, they would both touch each other. But there was times when Nunes was going for the heavy hit, and Pena just was out of range, and Nunes was struggling to touch her. So honestly, I don't see Amanda Nunes being able to find the one big strike she needs. I mean, because let's be real here. If she gets into a clinch fight and she knees her in the face, yeah, she can knock her out. But if they get into a clinch grappling match and then it turns into a floor grappling match and there's takedowns and up and down, I just don't think Amanda Nunes gives a shit anymore. She's done so much for the sport. She's completed all her goals. I just think she wants to give us a really good fight. And I do believe that Nunes believes that as well. I just don't see her getting the job done. She's just not going to win. Julianna Pena is going to win. Third round submission. Lock it in. That's how I got that fight going down, because I think that Pena can handle the storm and she's going to bring it. In the co-main event of that fight card, we got Brandon Moreno taking on Kai Kara France. This is also a rematch. It's going to be the co-main event. I believe this is for the interim championship, but I'm not too sure. I mean, it could be for the belt or the fake belt, whatever. It's who gives a shit, right? Regardless, it's a good fight. Now, the first fight, Brandon Moreno won a 3-round decision. If you go back and watch that, it was a very good fight. I mean, Kai Kara France definitely has the stand-up advantage, but Brandon Moreno was eating his shots in that fight. I do believe that Kai Kara France has fine-tuned his striking, so he's going to be a lot more accurate and a lot faster than the first fight. Now, Brandon Moreno has been on a 3-fight streak against Davison Figueiredo, who is one of the most scariest dudes in that division. The first fight they drew. The second fight he won. The third fight he lost. I was hoping that we were going to get a fourth one, but it fell out. And if you watch the last Davison Figueiredo Brandon Moreno fight, Figueiredo knocked Brandon Moreno down, I think 2 or 3 times in that fight. Now, Brandon's got a chin, but I'm just saying, if Kai Kara France, the evolved version, cracks his chin, he might put this dude out cold. Kara France is 4-1 in his last 5. He last beat Askar Askarov March 26th by unanimous decision. And then he also beat Cody Garbrandt, knocked him the fuck out. And Cody Garbrandt, he throws heavy leather too. I mean, I think the weight cut really depleted his body. But Kai Kara-France has kind of been on a tear, man. He's been doing really good. I'm really interested to see how this fight plays out, because if Brandon Moreno can get this fight to the ground, I mean, he definitely has the advantage there in my eyes. But if Kara-France, who's been stuffing takedowns and keeps the fight standing for a majority of the fight, he definitely has the potential to knock Brandon Moreno out and become the #1 contender, or possibly, the interim champion. But I think Kai Kara-France is going to get the job done this time, because he has evolved. Brandon Moreno has evolved, and he's taken on a tough opponent, so maybe this is blurring my vision a little bit. But I do think Kai Kara-France is going to probably get a third-round knockout. I think Brandon's tough. He's going to eat some shots. He's going to try and make it a grappling match. I think Kara-France is going to struggle to keep the fight standing throughout the first, and then he's going to start finding ways to keep it standing in the second. By standing, I mean stuffing takedowns and fighting Brandon Moreno off, and hopefully touching his chin throughout the first two. In the third round, I just see him putting Brandon Moreno out cold. I just think Kara-France has evolved. His hand speed has gotten better, and he hits fucking hard. So we'll see what happens in that one. Brandon Moreno's a dog, and it's hard to ever doubt that guy because he really is a savage. But I just think that Kai Kara-France is on a fucking run right now, and I think he's going to keep that shit going. So Brandon Moreno, you're going to lose. Kai Kara-France, third-round knockout. Another big fight on the fight cards. Derek Lewis taking on Sergey Pavlovich, I believe his name is. I could be butchering that, but who gives a shit, right? Derek Lewis is number 5. Pavlovich is number 11. Derek Lewis 26-9, coming off of a loss to Tai Tuivasa where he got knocked out or TKO'd, however you want to look at it. Either way, Tuivasa defeated him. Pavlovich 15-1, and he is on I think he's on a 3 or 4 first-round knockout streak. So that's a little scary for Derek Lewis, who's been struggling, and you're fighting in Texas, whereas you haven't had the best of luck over there. But what I did notice, the one loss for Pavlovich was against Alistair Overeem, where he got shut down and TKO'd and got cracked pretty hard. So if you think about it, Derek Lewis, I mean, I don't know who hits harder of Derek Lewis or Overeem, but I believe Derek Lewis, who is the knockout king, is tatted on his chest. He could do some serious damage in this fight. I think if he's able to touch Pavlovich's chin, he's going to knock him the fuck out. Like, I really believe that. But it seems like if Pavlovich would touch his chin, he could do the same thing. I think Derek Lewis, he got caught slipping against Tuivasa. But this fight, I think he's going to put the hands on him. I think he's going to land heavy, and he's going to get a fucking KO. This fight's not leaving the first round to me. Unless Pavlovich tries to turn this into a ground game for whatever, or a ground fight for whatever reason, which I do not see happening, I think this is not leaving the first round. One of these guys is going to sleep. Next down the list, we got number 4, Alexander Pantoya versus number 6, Alex Perez. This is a pretty fucking evenly matched fight. Pantoya is 24-5, Perez is 24-6. I see Pantoya getting the victory in this fight. I really do. I'm just gonna skip right along to what I believe is the real badass fight in this fight card. And that's number 4, Magomed Ankalaev taking on number 5, Anthony the Lionheart Smith. This fight, I don't understand how this is the card opener. Maybe it's because they want to draw the attention and get people in the seats. But Ankalaev is 17-1. He last defeated Thiago Santos. He neutralized the fight. I mean, he did enough to win. To me, it wasn't the most exciting fight in the world, but fighting a guy like Thiago Santos and being able to, outstrike him and neutralize him, that's a big task, and he did it, and he won the fight. Now, Anthony Smith, 36-16, has a shit ton of experience, has fought everybody in that division. John Jones, Alexander Gustafsson, Hector Lombard. He's fought everybody, and I believe that Anthony Smith should get a title shot again. I mean, this guy's a killer, and if he takes out Ankalaev, who everybody's saying, if he wins, we got to give this guy the belt. Maybe it's because he's from Russia, and they've been on that Dagestan wave and the Russian wave. But I think Anthony Smith, his name should be in that mix because he's taken on high-level guys his whole career, and he's never shied away from a fight. I respect that about him, and I like that about him. And he's got a big task on his hand, man. Ankalaev's a dangerous, dangerous dude. But if Ankalaev tries to stand with Anthony Smith, I think Anthony Smith is going to fucking knock his ass out. I don't know how this fight's going to go. If Ankalaev wants to grapple, it'll be interesting. Maybe he hurts Anthony Smith, but I just think Anthony Smith is a better striker, and I see Smith winning this fight. Oh, man, it's really hard to put a round on it. Ankalaev's tough. I think 3-round decision. I think Anthony Smith is going to outwork him because Ankalaev, you know, judging off his last performance, it seemed like he doesn't want to engage too much with real dangerous strikers, and I think Anthony Smith is going to make this a dogfight. So I see this going 3 rounds because both dudes are tough as hell, and I see Smith getting the 3rd round decision. Anyway, guys, don't forget, like my video, subscribe to my channel if you guys want more content. Don't forget to check out the rest of the videos that I got, and let me know in the comments who you guys got winning on these on the main card for these 5 fights, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Haters talking shit, yeah, they breath stank. Walk up in the club dripping like I'm fresh paint. I can see through the facade like an